Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to paint Mulan. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because currently I am at 280 subscribers and I am 20 subscribers away from getting to 300. So it means so much if you guys could subscribe to me and help me get there a little quicker. And now, back into the video. So this is one of the references I'm going to be using for the Mulan painting. I will change up a bunch of things, but I'll let you know when I start to change things up, okay? So the first step is you're going to take your canvas. I'm going to be choosing wood, and I'm going to paint it this light grayish, purplish blue color. I don't really know what the name of it is, so I'm just going to describe to you the colors I use. Once you're done adding the first layer, wait for it to fully dry and keep adding more layers until your background is completely opaque. Now I'm going to show you how I mix the background colors, but sadly I forgot to record how I mixed all the other colors on Mulan, so this will just have to do. So I start with a big base of white paint and I add a little bit of black paint to that to make a light gray. Once you're done mixing the gray, add in a bit of purple and blue. Now, the ratio of this, I don't really know how to describe, but you do add in more purple than you do blue. Now I'm just adding a bit more purple and then I'm mixing it again. It is very important at this stage when you're mixing these colors that you're swatching it on paper and waiting for it to fully dry. That way you can see what color it actually is, because acrylic tends to dry like 5 shades darker for me. So this is to see how accurate my color is. So once you're done mixing up your color, you're going to take your reference image. You can draw this on your canvas as well, but I'm going to flip it over and start rubbing red pastels on the back of it. That way we can trace it. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know what we do next. You're going to flip it over and tape it down to your canvas and start tracing. Once you're done tracing, remove the paper and we're going to start painting Mulan. I'm going to mix up this kind of medium to light shade of gray and I'm going to start to paint her sword. While our sword is drying, we're going to start to paint Mushu red. I just got this out of a tube and it's Craft Smart acrylic paint, color Crimson. Now I'm just taking some black paint and painting Mulan's hair. Now I'm going to teach you how to mix up her skin tone. So her skin tone consists of a lot of white, a little bit of yellow, a decent amount of brown, and a lot of pink. Now you're going to play around with the proportions of all these different colors until you get something that matches your image. Now put some of that color to the side and add a little bit of brown and red to it. You want to make that color just a tad darker for the underneath shadow of her neck. So I forgot how I actually mixed the paint, sadly, but just play around with adding brown, adding some gray maybe, or red. Just try to make it just a couple shades darker. That way you can tell that she actually has a neck. Now I'm going to take a deco colored gold paint pen and I'm going to paint her sword, the top of the sword, and Mushu's whiskers gold. This is where I start to change some things. This was supposed to be a yellow, but I decided to switch it out for gold. Now I'm going to mix up a deep bluish purple and I'm going to paint her.
Handful.
That, and I'm going to try to explain to you where I'm painting, but I do want you guys to have your references on hand. That way you can look at where that color goes, because I don't think I'm going to explain it properly enough, because it's not her entire dress that's that color, it's just most of it. Now I'm going to mix up some burgundy with red, a dash of green, and some blue, and then I'm going to paint the collar of her dress and then around the scarf on her waist. Now I'm going to show you how to paint the scarf around her waist. So I'm sorry if I get any of these names of the garments wrong. I don't know how to pronounce some of these things and I don't want to screw it up. So how you're going to paint the thing around her waist is you're going to make a light burgundy and just mix a lot of pink into that until you get the color you need. How I mixed the color for her sleeves was I added a little bit of white with some neon blue and some darker blue to kind of even it out. I did make the blue a little darker than the original reference because I thought it looked better. So you'll notice towards the end that she doesn't look completely done on camera, and that's because I did lose a little bit of footage, but that's okay because I think I can walk you through how I finished her. So I did carry her skirt down the sides. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It was just a preference thing for me. It is a little more work, but I think it's worth it. And then how I finished her up was I just made sure I layered all the colors and kept adding layers until they were opaque. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, then please feel free to leave a comment down below asking for a tutorial on that, because I don't know how to make these videos if you guys need them if you don't talk to me. So if you do have a question or want a video on a certain subject, please do leave it in the comments and I will try my best to make that video for you. So I'm making sure that I'm layering everything and I'm adding more layers until the color is opaque. But I'm also, like, take the example, her sleeves. There's a light blue and then there's the darker blue beside it. You want to take your brush right on that line to make sure there's none of the background color peeking through there. This might be a little bit hard for people with tremors. I have tremors, so it's a little hard. So sometimes I end up going back multiple times with both colors to make sure those lines are straight and clean. Once your paint is completely dry and you like how Mulan looks, your painting is done. Make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2 where I show you how to resin her. But if you don't have resin, that is completely fine. Just use a varnish of your choice. I usually use Mod Podge, but you can use whatever you want. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for more content like this. And until next time, bye!